This is Las Vegas Real Estate Now, where we bring you the 3 E's: educate, empower, and engage. I'm your host, Harvey Blankfeld, and we've been selling homes here in Southern Nevada since 1988. And then we also have Kari Phillips with RateWise Mortgage, and she's the director and owner of RateWise Mortgage. She's got a bachelor's in marketing and an MBA. She's been doing that mortgage things for 18 years, and she is actually licensed, and her NMLS number is 309701. Today, we want to talk a little bit about the costs and what people should expect to spend as they get a mortgage to purchase a home. Can you tell me, like, what do they need to do? What kind of money should they expect to spend?
What you want to do is sort of go through and say, okay, so how much do I need in order to come in with to buy a home? So let's say there's a typical $200,000 home. Mm-hmm. You're going to have to come in with, at minimum, if you're not VA, you're going to have to come in and you're going to owner occupy this. You're going to have to come in with about 3 to 3.5% of the sales price. Okay. As John already said, this market is crazy. It is he didn't even say this, but we all interpret it. It's a seller's market out there. It's going to be hard
because of the lack of inventory.
Yeah, for the lack of inventory. So seller is they are not going to probably pay for closing costs. In fact, you're probably going to pay a little bit more, like transfer tax, if you want this house. So a borrower needs to know that they're going to come in with lender fees, they're going to come in with title fees, and they're going to come in with prepaid taxes, insurance, and daily interest. So on a $200,000 home, you're going to pay probably half the escrow fees, and you're going to pay for a lender's title policy. Title fees on a $200,000 home are probably going to range right around $1,200 or so. Okay. The prepaid interest is something where if you close on July 15th and your first payment is September 1st, September only pays for all of August. So you've got to pay the rest of the days of interest of July of when you close escrow. So you're going to prepay for the next quarter of when taxes are due. And in Nevada, taxes are collected 4 times a year.
4 times.
4 times a year. I don't know the exact months.
They're not quarterly, like a quarter we would normally associate.
Yeah, right. It's like October, then February. It doesn't matter.
It's all weird.
The lender, if you're going to escrow, anybody is going to require you to pay for your next quarter of taxes. Then for homeowners insurance, you're going to prepay for the entire year that you're about to stay there. So let's say we close escrow in July. We're going to collect, let's say, $1,000 for homeowners insurance because you're prepaying for the year that you're about to stay there. You want to be insured for the rest of the year, and they collect a whole year. And then if you've got HOA dues, guys, you're going to end up paying a month or two up front. You're going to, depending on what you negotiate with the contract, somebody pays a transfer fee of an HOA. If we add all those things up, can you give me like a little rough estimate?
I got $2,800 for the prepaids, and then you've got $1,200 for the title, $1,700 for the lender. So that's $5,700.
So if I've got a $200,000 home and the seller is not paying for one thing, we've got about $7,000 for the down payment, and we've got about $5,600, for the closing costs and prepaids. You're looking at about $12,000-$13,000 that you need on a $200,000 home.
I think the way we've always described it, Kari, and you're not any different than what I've always said, is there's only 2 numbers that a buyer need to be concerned with. One is what's the check I got to write at close of escrow, and number 2, what's the check I got to write every month thereafter. That's the only 2 numbers I ever care about. And what you just described was the very same thing, other than the fact that you're saying that there's a fixed amount within that closing cost because nothing's going to change. You're still going to pay these other fees no matter what. But when you're comparing lenders, look at the lender side of those expenses and see what those are, because that's very often the variance.
You've been listening to Las Vegas Real Estate Now with host Harvey Blankfeld. Please tune in every Saturday at 11 a.m. right here on News Talk 720 KDWN.